Yeah.
Yeah.
You get like a
Jake is trying to talk, but he's got no mic.
no mic, and he knows he doesn't have a mic. That's why he's doing it. He's doing it on purpose.
He's doing it. And his filter is freaking out. It's like,
Oh, hold on.
Just kidding. It was working the whole time.
yeah, son of a bitch.
It's
does
all
the
right
time.
here.
It
All
was
in the
all
mouth.
up here. All up here.
All right.
Yeah.
Now that
I thought I heard like the chair squeak, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'll go with it. Go with it.
I thought you would hear my mouth noise because I was like I was trying to say words and then become increasingly agitated, and I could hear my mouth going.
I think Alex and I were talking over the top of you making mouth noises, so I didn't really hear it.
Good prank. Yes. Yes. The score is 1-0.
Vegas. Oh, okay. So that was okay. So there's this golf course in Vegas that I've seen from our hotel room multiple times, and I've always been like, who puts a fucking golf course in the middle of Vegas? That's stupid. And then I just saw him playing Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady playing on it, and I was like, oh, okay. Gotcha.
So we got the Pizza Planet shirt going.
Hell yeah. I thought last week when I wore the other Marvel shirt that it was time, but this week I had to rep the Pizza Planet. So.
Wearing my mostly kind of free jersey.
Mostly kind of free jersey.
I ordered a shirt off the duck store.
I love this. This was so fun.
And it was like their half price item for the week, whatever it was. I was like, okay, I'll get that. It was like, ended up being like a $70 shirt or $60 shirt for $30. Okay, so I'm like, I'll just have it sent to the duck store at the football game that I'm going to be at on Saturday, and then I'll just pick it up there. So we go over there, and it was funny because the chick knew my name. She was like, "Are you Robin?" And I was like, "Yes." She's like, "Yeah, here's your bag," and she hands me a bag, and I'm like, "Thanks, there's my shirt." Walk off. We get back to the car, and I open it up, and I'm like, "Hey, this is a basketball jersey.
Yep.
Worth way more than my shirt. I'm not taking this back because they messed up." So basketball jersey went on, and yeah. I mean, I did pay for it, but this isn't what I paid for, and I'm okay with that.
You paid less for
You paid like $15 for like $120 jersey.
Well, no, I still paid $30 because it was a $60. It was like a polo shirt or something.
Oh.
And I still paid $30.
You could have gone back and said, "Hey, I never got my polo."
I could have, but they checked me off the list.
Yeah. Well.
Whatever. I wouldn't have gone back either. You made the right choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be okay with it. It's fine.
The only thing that was different, the only thing that was better than that was when we found that card that one time.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I will say, changing subjects like entirely.
Yeah, probably for the best.
It was incredibly weird to be in Disneyland, complimented on a shirt that I bought in Disneyland. You know what I like?
Yeah.
It was like I wore this shirt the second day we were there because I was stoked when I saw it, bought it immediately. And like the whole next day, everyone's like, "Oh my God," you know, like 3-4 times.
Shirt, dude.
Right.
Dude, that shirt's badass. And I was like, yeah, man, it's literally right there. Like, you know, it's one thing to be at like a Duck game and get complimented on a Joey Harrington jersey that they don't sell anymore.
Right.
But it's another thing to be complimented on a Mariota jersey while Mariota's on the field, because you're like, no, you can have it too, man.
Yeah.
Like,
that has happened though before with like stuff that's just come out because people don't necessarily know.
Oh, I got
like,
so
what?
many
I'm like, yeah, they have a bunch of them.
The green hoodie, like that. Yeah. The green hoodie, as I call it, like that's the one that is like,
hey, it's a Joey jersey.
Hey,
I mean, it's blurry, but
Joey Blurrington. But yeah, like that hoodie is one that I got mad compliments on. I'm sure you have too. But it was like, they weren't selling that one at the stadium, at least not when I was there, so it made sense.
The only time they sold those was during the Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Are we talking about the green ones?
Yeah,
sorry, my internet died and then came back, so yeah.
Well, hey.
Well,
like Jesus.
Yeah, I love dude, I have right now. I've got the drip. I've got like it's such a flex to have jersey hoodie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like the only bigger flex is Jordan jersey hoodie.
Yeah. That would be a good
And
one.
it honestly came down to the fact that if that sweatshirt had gotten away, I would have had a Jordan jersey.
Right.
Like it came down to like 2 days of difference in time.
I haven't looked in a while to see if those are back up. Like occasionally they just pop back up, and I just haven't been looking.
Let's see, I gotta write some stuff down.
As soon as I get the gray hoodie,
I keep looking for you.
Dude,
I'm
as
watching.
a medium shows up on eBay or anywhere else, I'm buying it immediately. There is probably a level of cost that's too high, but like less than $100, I'm buying it immediately, and I might not buy another piece of Duck swag ever again because the gray hoodie and the green hoodie, I got them. It's over. For me, it's over. I got it.
And that's honestly under 100 is good. That's the point right there.
Yeah, at 100 at 100 or less, not including shipping. Shipping can push it over 100 total. But if the hoodie itself is 100 or less, immediately I'll deal with the aftermath with Malone afterwards. Like, you spent $90 on a hoodie? Fuck yeah, I did. Yep.
Yeah.
Be mad.
Yeah.
Don't have sex with me for a little while. That's fine. I'll deal with it.
Nothing else is new.
Yeah, like we're good. We're married, so we don't do it until it's pre-approved after I talk to her person and we get in touch and schedule it.
She wants to have another baby.
I kind of want that shirt now.
I like it.
That's actually pretty cool.
I remember when they came out with them, and I was like, that's a stupid ass shirt. Nobody's going to buy that.
And then nobody bought it, and now you can get it real cheap.
And $11 with free shipping.
Yeah, that's $11 purchase that you won't regret.
Right?
Do you remember when you could roll up into a Duck shop and buy a Duck t-shirt for $5?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're just like Gildan t-shirts.
Yeah. They used to do the weekly shirt too.
Yeah, I used to get them every week.
That was a good ass time. And then they
stopped. It was a good ass time.
I remember the Utah State one specifically because it had like a cut of a cow. Like this is all the cuts of a cow because they're the Aggies and their mascot's a bull.
Yeah,
like that's like you say, that was a good ass time. Like I've seen you use multiples of those shirts as your base shirt for your layering.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Now I don't know if I have any of them left. I don't like.
Yeah, all mine are gone. Stolen.
Years.
That was like that. Those were diamond plate years.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear the accordion?
Nope. I think you're making it up. I think you're trying to be interesting.
You got Weird Al hanging out with you?
I have Hispanic neighbors, so.
Oh.
I just want to make sure that I have to open the window.
Otherwise you die.
What do you have? 4 cats? Apparently people think that you'll cat sit because you already have 4 cats, and you clearly love cats. And so I got roped into cat sitting.
Oh.
So there are currently 5 cats in my house. Here's what people don't understand about the 5th cat. My 4 cats hate your 5th cat.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah, that's not. They're like a gang, and you can't just jump one in.
Mm-hmm. So they're
trying to jump it in.
They're trying.
Yeah, literally, they're like blood in, motherfucker. And so, yeah.
And then when that cat leaves, they're gonna be like, "Where the fuck is Julio?"
Yeah. And so, in the spare, we set up one of the litter boxes and a bowl of food and water in the spare bedroom for the cat sitting cat, because otherwise the cat won't be allowed to piss, shit, eat, or drink in my house.
Right.
And so I had to open the spare bedroom window to get airflow in this bitch, and they're playing their music very loud, but if it's not coming through the mic, we're fine.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
Okay.
Well, I definitely don't hear it going do 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 do.
Yeah.
Man, when I first moved to Salem, it took some adjusting.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I was like, why?
Dude, when I was in Monmouth, that was a city I couldn't think of the other day.
Oh yeah.
It's Monmouth.
Let's see, not Monmouth. It wasn't Monmouth. What's the
Independence?
No, it's Independence. Thank you. Is Independence the dry town?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
used to be.
So yeah, I was in Independence, and I just remember the girl I was saying. She lived in one of those tiny ass.
No,
little,
Monmouth was the dry town. Independence was the one that we always went to the bar.
That's right. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
And so I remember like being in those military style apartments and just constantly hearing mariachi music.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Hey, it's better than the crackhead circus from before.
I mean, it's almost like not though, because I could make fun of the crackhead circus. Now, if I make fun of the mariachi band, I'm racist.
No, if you point out that they're from Mexico, then it's just nationalism.
That's true.
And
if you don't say anything truly like mean, I think you're okay.
I'm starting to slowly see more and more spring sales stuff creep into eBay.
Oh yeah?
What? No way.
I know, weird.
What? When would that ever happen in a world? You just have to like ride out the first couple weeks of it when everybody realizes they're not going to get $500 for a pair of shoes.
I think most of them have understood now that they're not getting $600 for those fucking boots. But I've seen them on there for $300 still.
Yeah.
And I think they might get that. Like,
I was gonna say, it seems like the first week they did get $500, $600 for the boots. The second week everybody stopped, but people were still posting it for $600. Now, what is it? A month, 2 months later, whatever it's been like, okay, we all understand these are $200 boots. Like they just are. It's okay.
For $300.
All right, so they're $300 boots. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
A rich guy's gonna buy them for $300.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
They're fine. All good.
I really wish that those green ones had come in 13, but like the last time I got 12 and a half, like I blew the soul out of those Jordans.
I remember those shoes. I've tried to find those shoes several times, and I did find them. They sat there on eBay for a long time, and they were 12 and a half. And I just was like, I wear an 11 and a half. Yeah. I can do a 12 and a half, but I don't really want to walk around like that. So
yeah. No, I love those shoes, and then one day I looked down and just the sole had come off. I'm like, oh,
oof,
that sucks.
And like they're not even like dead stock, so there's no reason for the glue to have failed. I just like fucking wide-footed
wore the shit out of them. Yeah.
Just wide-footed the fuck out of them.
Wide-footed the fuck out of them is the name of this pre-show.
Obviously,
we've had a couple. Oh, I gotta get Alex's song.
Yeah, you do. Fucking pick that shit. Run the Jewels by Run the Jewels.
Hey, Rangers beat the Ning 6-2.
Dude, they were fucking scoring every time I looked up.
Yeah, so Champa Bay might be in trouble here.
Good.
Hammered.
Let's get the Rangers in the final here.
Fucking tired of those fucking
the
Stamkos
Lone
fucks.
Rangers.
Ugh. I don't know. It's gonna be go Avs. That's all that matters.
Go Avs, go.
Go Avs.
Go Avs, go. I've been trolling my Canadian friend Fretz.
We drive into Denver if the finals happen. Oh! Look at that face! Look at that face! Got a hybrid. I got a hybrid. Just saying, 50 plus miles per gallon.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. From what I understand, and I've never actually looked into it, but within the sports that have a 7-game finals series,
right,
the tickets aren't prohibitively expensive the way they are like the Super Bowl, where it's like,
or
no,
the NBA finals.
Yeah, it's like you want to go to the Super Bowl? It's $12,000. Fuck you. And you're like, I can't even see the field, and they're like, But
I'd imagine that upper deck tickets for a Stanley Cup game in Colorado would be about $250 a piece.
That just feels like an acceptable price, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. If the tickets are $250 a piece, we have a conversation.
I digitally agree. With a witness. We digitally agreed with a witness.
Digitally agreed with a witness is the name of this pre-show.
Oh, 100%.
I definitely, so the Stanley Cup was in downtown Disney when I was in Disneyland. And so while we were walking to lunch, I was able to swing by a little bar outdoor seating area where they just had, like, you could stand in line and get your picture taken with the Stanley Cup. And of course I made fun of all the chodes in line because I've held the Stanley Cup twice in my life already. And I was like, look at these assholes who have never touched it. But
you don't know that.
Well, that's fair.
There could be a guy there to surpass your record. He's like that fucking baby in Alaska. This is gonna be the third time.
This will be the third fucking time.
Yeah,
but
you don't know that. You don't know.
Either way, you're right. I'm gonna guess. So let me rephrase that. I looked at the line. I was like, the majority of these fucks who have never touched it, and I didn't want to wait like an hour plus. And I just went to lunch and had a good time. But it was like, I was like, oh, it's like where the barriers were. I was like, oh, I'm like 10 feet away from the Stanley Cup. Like, just like the Avs are about to be in a few weeks. Like, no big deal.
Hey, remember that time we held the Rose Bowl trophy?
Do I? Yes. Amazing.
I think it's still like 11 years later. It's still your Facebook profile picture.
Oh, it's 100% my Facebook profile picture. Like, am I gonna fucking change that shit? Am I gonna fucking change that shit?
Yeah. That one was a hard one to beat for a long time, especially on like Husky Week or Beaver Week. It's like, hey, 100%. Have you seen one of these before? Yeah, I know you haven't.
Do you remember when they had Bernie Kosar's Heisman Trophy at tailgating?
Yes.
And I got in trouble for touching it.
I do remember that. That was funny.
I got in trouble for touching it.
I'm going to touch it. And they're like, don't touch that. I touched it.
I touched it.
I touched too late, bitch.
Yeah. Don't stop me now.
On Facebook Messenger, it cuts off my face, but you can see that
yeah.
That's
him.
There's my torso next to the Rose Bowl trophy.
Yeah. Hey, Alex.
What is it?
It's a small.
Oh, I can't do a small. Fuck. That's like
also $130.
Yeah, it's a little steep.
It's got six watchers for a sweatshirt that came out 7 years ago. That's crazy.
$130 in a medium. I talked to Malone before pulling the trigger. At 100 or less, I pull the trigger and deal with it afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
But you've sent so many like large, extra large, and now smalls.
I've never seen a medium.
Mediums don't exist. And I even went to the green hoodie and was like, am I actually wearing a large? And then fighting for a medium? Nope, it's a medium. I verified that one in a medium fits perfect.
Look at the price.
180. Jesus.
That's a large.
I got that with my manager at the time when I was still selling cell phones. He and I bought same order, 2 hoodies, and because we ordered 2, we qualified for a 10% off free shipping Fanatics deal. So I paid it was $52 or something for the hoodie because it was
nice.
$64.99 or however it worked out. I was I got it for less than retail the day it came out. Hell yeah, this is so sick. And then I've just been searching for that gray one ever since, because I wanted the gray one, but by the time I got online, it was already sold out. I missed that one. I was a day late to that one. I was like, fuck.
I had to let that thing sit on eBay for 2 weeks. Do you know how hard I was sweating for 2 weeks?
Oh!
Yeah.
And then I woke up Friday morning on that free check day. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
And then I was annoyed because I'm like, you haven't sent it yet.
Right. He's getting mad.
Send it.
To be fair.
It wasn't until I bought it on Friday, and it wasn't until Monday that I was like, okay, bro. It's been the weekend.
Which is fair, because Monday, the next business day would be the logical shipping day. So by the end of day, by midday Monday, I'd be the same way. Hey, Hey, have you sent it? Hey, have you sent it?
I just spent an exorbitant amount of money for a sweatshirt. I would really like it, please.
Yeah, have you sent it? Hey, have you sent it?
All right, man.
Hey.
Are you ready for a good-ass show?
Si, senor.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is the most passive-aggressive cool ever. Passive-aggressive cool is the name of the show.
So
All
far.
right, here we are. We're so far. We're packing, man. It's another edition. It's another episode of my show. And you don't care for him. You don't care about that. He kind of no fool. He likes to laugh at. He only has one burning desire. Let him stand next to your fire. It's that guy over there.
Boom. It's me. I'm delivering pizzas. And being introduced by the greatest ever do it. That man right over there.
It's me. It's One Take Jake back in the saddle again. Broadcasting live from the Red Arrow North Studios, located freshly in your head, rent-free. But we are joined by the third man in the booth. It would not be the show that we know, the show that we love, the show that it is today. It's Robin.
Yeah, goddamn right it is. You know why? It's very good.
Very good.
Yeah.
How we doing, boys? Welcome back.
So good.
Okay, boys. It made me think of, for what? Shorzy show is so funny.
I'm
glad
haven't
it
seen
happened.
it yet. We're having issues with our Hulus, but yeah, I've seen clips. And
for
so
what? Yeah, he says that so much. It got stuck in my head. Like this morning, I woke up and I must have had a dream where Shorzy was there because I woke up and that was the first thing out of my mouth. I got a text. I'm like, for what? Fucking...
Fuck you, Robin.
Exactly.
What?
And it was from you, so yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, I've seen that, and like that as a recurring line is already gonna kill me. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, they managed to humanize Shorzy, which was kind of good because at first I wasn't sure how they were gonna do the show because you're like, it's clearly
it's clearly Wayne.
It's
Wayne.
Kiso.
Like, how can Wayne be that? But then they're like, well, if we let him grow out some beard, take out one of his teeth, and slick back his hair with some oil, and now it's Shorzy.
It's different. Like, hey, yeah, he's different enough. It's like it's theater, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Two guys
That's
are playing
exactly what it is.
Whatever.
I watched Hamilton.
Yeah, like that's the same guy.
Yeah. Twins.
Yeah,
I got you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I need to watch that one.
It's
by that one, I mean,
it's only
like,
6 episodes.
I was like,
short.
Not only do I need to watch Shorzy, I also need to watch like 4 seasons of Letterkenny.
There is that.
Yeah, you need to catch. Even I'm ahead of you.
Figure
and
it out.
The rules of the podcast. If Jake's caught up, you should be too.
No. The rule is if Jake's has seen it, we can talk about it. It's not that I should be caught up. We could you guys can talk about it. All
Maybe we should make but we're going to amend the implied rule.
No. We don't get to just amend things.
It's not really an amendment. We're spelling it out.
The Constitution is set in stone and cannot be changed no matter what. Just ask Texas and the Carolinas.
Oh, but you can add shit to it because they do it all the time.
No, you can't do that.
Living document, sir.
I know that it's supposed to be, but Texas is stupid.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
This is a Wendy's.
So yeah, speaking of people who want to not exactly follow the rules when it suits them. Playoffs have started.
Playoffs.
Yeah, so this super important 10 and under baseball league is now into the playoffs.
Okay.
And the Marlins had a scout there for the first few innings. Wanted to know about our pitching. And then I think it was the Rays, but it may have been the Tigers. I didn't get a good look. They were there watching. They said that there was a prospect on the other team who played center field that could go to the show, and they were going to offer a contract. Mariners, auspicious by their absence, considering how close they were to this high-level action. It was interesting to see the Padres there. Yeah, I talked to.
I mean, the Padres have been making moves. You talk about Tatis Jr. signing him up, like they're in the market for success. So it actually makes sense to me that they would show up.
Yeah, so I talked to one.
I'm not going to miss out. I thought it was Catholics, and of course they're going to show up for the young kids. So.
Right, but I talked to their dude. He was a French guy. He was their athletic supporter, Jacques Strappé. He said.
Jacques Strapone. I guess that, yeah.
He said that there were a couple kids that maybe had AA ball skill. So yeah, anyway, a little hyperbole saying that this is not important.
At all. Zero.
Nobody cares. True.
Nobody cares.
What?
None of that is true. There were no
Now
scouts.
You tell me?
Yeah, I know.
Scouts, no scouts.
Nice scouts, no scouts. I told a compelling lie that, there were multiple major league clubs there to scout these kids playing. So the importance of the game could not.
So what you're saying is because so many major league clubs were in fact the audience watching, it makes sense for teams to cheat to try to win.
Exactly.
Yes, it is worth cheating on because the stakes are so high.
Trying. Exactly.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
So we play the team that we blew the doors off of to end the season. And what happens, Robin? Coach
the
time.
Globotech Purple Cobras.
Yes. Let's talk about coaching here for a minute. Let's say you beat the crap out of a team.
Yeah.
What happens the next time if you have to play them again, like 3 days later? What happens?
It depends on your team, but a lot of times it goes the other way.
Exactly. And this team came out ready to play, and my team did not. Like it was 10-0, like 10-2 after 2 innings.
Ouch.
Yeah, and I'm like, I looked at him in the dugout, and everybody's bummed out because we're down 10-2 to a team that we just clobbered. And I'm like, guys, we cannot be surprised that they showed up to play today. Like, we got to get out there and hit
the bear.
Yeah, we didn't
even poke the bear. You woke up the bear entirely. 100% bear awakening.
We grabbed the beehive and off the tree and threw it. Like that's what we did.
Bears and bees, yeah. Yep.
Bears and bees. And so
bears, bees,
Battlestar
Galactica.
So this guy, they have this pitcher who was really, really talented. Got up the first inning and just struck 3 kids out. That's part of life. Sometimes you play a kid.
3 down.
Way to go. Nice pitching.
Nice pitching. Hit. Good pitching.
Good pitching. So after 1 inning, he pulls him out and puts in a less talented kid. And we get some runs off of him. And this is when things start getting a little interesting.
Kind of
because
a pitch count is at 27. Like he's like he's on like a dozen pitch count.
Right. Well, they're thinking automatically that if we pull him after 1 inning, we've got the lead, then we can preserve him for the next game. So because everyone's on a pitch count, you can only play so many days. So they pull the kid, put him on shortstop or whatever, and in my mind I go, okay, thank God. In baseball, for those who don't know, the uninitiated, once you stop pitching,
you can't pitch again.
You can't pitch again.
That's not that game.
Yeah, not that game. So 3rd inning comes around, and we've closed the gap a little bit, and all of a sudden this kid's back on the mound, and I'm like, hey,
can't do that.
Can't do that. Like, what are you doing?
Do that.
And this coach has the audacity to tell me that he's like, oh, he's our starter and our closer. It says that if he doesn't leave the premises, he can reassume position on the mound. I'm like, I don't think that's true. And so we look up the rule. Like, anyway, so he puts him in the 3rd, and because he's such a great coach that he took a hot kid, took him off the mound, and then put him back on cold. Kid was bad. Imagine that. So we start catching up.
Pause. Hold on. Rewind. You are allowed to have a starter and a close. Like
no, you're not. But I don't really care.
I mean, I definitely understand and fully respect the fact that you don't care. We've had too many baseball conversations on this podcast.
It's funny at this point, yeah.
Like at that point, that's a hill that I fucking die on. Like I look at the guy and I'm like, no, fuck you. Get me a rule book. Show me the rule or he can't pitch, period. Like, the baseball is set up fundamentally that when you finish pitching, you are done pitching. this little league does not have rules that subvert that. Fuck you. Show me the rules. Oh, you can't? Get that motherfucker off the mound. I want the other cold, shitty kid on the mound, not the formerly hot, now cold, shitty kid on the mound. Pick anyone else. You fucking... Never mind.
Fuck you, Shorzy.
Yeah, exactly. Give your balls a tug, tit fucker.
So, I don't... Because I see what's happening. I don't care because I see what's happening. This kid's losing all of his confidence because suddenly he can't find the strike zone.
Yeah, and then you're like, we want a pitcher, not a belly itcher.
No, they gave us a belly itcher, and I was fine with it.
Is there the chance that the kid didn't know he was being taken out because of possible pitch count?
No, he knew. He knew. They knew exactly what they were doing.
So he knew that he was coming out because they wanted to use him later.
Yeah.
Okay, because if it's the he doesn't know scenario, he maybe could have thought in his own mind, was I doing something wrong? Like, what did I do? So then when he comes back, he's like all mind fucked.
He's all
he's just seeing.
He's just a kid. Yeah.
Ronald Reagan, the actor.
And balls are occurring and strikes are not, and suddenly he's getting mad at himself and he's not getting much coaching. So we continue to close the gap. It closed the gap, and at the end of the fifth, it's about 7:30, and the rule to this point has been like you cannot start another inning after this point because it's getting too dark. But there's they're specifically told to us there is no time limit in the playoffs. You play 6 innings or you play to the mercy rule. That's what happens.
What's the mercy rule in your league?
It's like I think it's like 10 runs after 5 or 15 runs after 4.
Okay. I was like 10-2 sounds like you're dangerously close to the mercy rule already. But no, keep going. I like it.
Yeah. And so we get up and we get within 3 runs at the end of the 5th. And the guy's like, "Oh, all right, well, hey, good game." I'm like, "No, we're playing the 6th." And he's like, well, it's too late to start an inning. I'm like, "No, there's no time limit. Like, call the dude.
This is the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he calls
him. You can use a pitcher twice, but you don't get to call this game early.
Right.
Fuck you.
He did it on 3. The kid pitched on 3 separate occasions. On the 1st, 3rd, and 5th inning.
What the fuck?
Why don't you just pitch the kid for 5 fucking innings?
Right.
Like, sorry.
Yep. You see, you are expressing the frustration that I am experiencing.
All sports fans outside of baseball experience with baseball, period, all the time.
Yeah. So he's getting mad at our kid because he's not staying perfectly in contact with the rubber.
Sorry, I'm watching the cat behind Alex, and like the white cat just reached out to the other one, was like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
That's what they do. That's it. Yeah.
We have to clip that.
And the other one turned around like, "Hey, I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah.
God, a French kid here."
That's it. That's 100%.
That was awesome. Sorry. Back to your story. Baseball.
Baseball. So he's mad that the kid is not like touching the rubber in the proper way while he's throwing the ball. And so like he comes out there and he coaches. He's like, "Hey, this is what you need to do." And I'm standing there. I'm like, "Okay, like whatever. I don't care." Like he talked to the umpire. So let's move on.
The umpire, an unpaid parent who happened to be pulled from the stands for that game.
12-year-old kid who makes $20 to do it.
Oh, worse. Somehow worse than my description. Keep going.
And a hot dog.
$20 and a hot dog. That's the name of my memoir.
That's the name of your sex tape.
Hey.
So like he's all bent out of shape because apparently this kid is pitching 3 whole inches ahead of the rubber where he should be.
My whole hot dog.
Yeah, and very nice. And he's just absolutely mowing these kids down. Like it was like they got runners on 2nd and 3rd because he went out there and fucked with my pitcher. He's like, "Hey, yeah, you got to stand here, you got to stand there." And so he walked 2 kids immediately, surprise. And then after that, like he just shut everybody down, like 6 straight outs. And then
and you didn't pull this pitcher
no.
because you were like, "Oh, he's actually good. Let's keep him going. Let's not break up his momentum at several different points during the game because I'm a fucking idiot."
Yeah, and
okay, good, great.
The lead Tasso and me was saying, if we don't win today, we don't play Saturday. So it does not matter if I'm keeping my best pitcher for Saturday if we don't get to Saturday.
Right.
Bingo.
So I put him in.
Book it. Yep.
And he mowed him down. And then we got up and pulled some Angels in the outfield shit. Like made them throw the ball all over the place, scored some runs, one of the kids dove around the catcher and dove back and slapped home plate, and it had that really rewarding sound of dunk, when you can hear it.
Right.
And,
Got
that
it.
was cool. And then the game-winning hit, the kid who was the pitcher, got up and hit it off of home plate, dribbled it to the other pitcher, and then kid got across the home plate, and we had the walk-off win. And so afterwards, I end up in an argument with this coach about the kid who was 3 inches. Oh, I forgot a part of this.
Oh, rewind.
So going into the 5th inning, he's like, hey, so since your kid's pitching ahead of the rubber, I'm just gonna tell my kids to pitch 3 inches ahead of the rubber. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
Hashtag don't care.
Don't care. And it's if that's what you want to do, if you want to mess up your kid's release points by 3 inches because you're trying to prove a point, go right ahead. We're enjoying walking around the bases as it is. Because you have one pitcher and the rest of your kids are trasho.
Who's the basketball player that shot free throws a foot back from the line?
Nick Van Exel.
Nick Van Exel. That's where you're at. Is don't go to Nick Van Exel and tell him to take a step forward and shoot. Tell your pitchers to throw where they're comfortable from. Don't be that guy's ahead of the rubber, so you get ahead of the rubber too. Those little kids are yeah, but I throw from here, coach, not from. Okay, I'll try.
So I say to him, because I'm tired of this guy's attitude. I'm like, yeah, why don't you take 2 or 3 steps forward and pitch from there? Or how about you just walk up to him and the pitcher can put it in the catcher's glove. We can do that 9 times and we'll be done with it.
Yeah.
He's like, well, yeah, maybe we could do that. I'm like, see if I care. And so, yeah, afterwards, he one of my new favorite things to do is call people out for doing the thing that they're claiming that they're trying to not do. Example.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm not going to stand here and listen to you try to berate me as a coach because you're saying that I should stop and hold a pitching clinic in the middle of the game to teach this kid a mechanics issue. Right. I am not a pitching coach. This is a mechanics issue.
I'm a volunteer father.
Yeah. I am not who you expect me to be, sir. And he's like, well, you could have pulled him out of the game and taught him. I'm like, you would have liked for me to have pulled him out of the game, so I could have taught this moment. So anyway, I let a half of a fuck slip, and he's like, no. He's like, I'm not going to stand here and listen to you swear like that. He's like, I spent too much time out here volunteering. I'm like, is that why I and my friend here were the ones doing the field before the game, and you stood over there?
Oh. 1-0.
I was just about to pull up the score.
Yeah, cat's about to get him.
Oh, cat
get
cam.
him, Kitty.
We're gonna see. So the orange one that you can see on my camera is the addition, the 5th cat, the one we're house sitting. This one,
colonizer.
This
brown
over
one
here about to kick some ass.
This brown one up front is that's Thanos. He has 6 toes, and there's 1 for each Infinity Stone. So he is Thanos, and he is.
Fuck shit up! I can see it.
He's the street rat of the group. This motherfucker came from the mean streets of Hillsborough, right? This was the one that Malone stole from the crackheads across the alleyway.
He's hanging out.
And now they're chilling, so it's a good. Never mind. I thought we were gonna have a pretty funny moment, a clippable moment there. The baseball story needs to continue. I thought, like we did, that it continued in the background. We watched a potential hilarious moment, but it didn't happen. So fuck him. But
yeah. So all this to say, he's like, well, I'm just upset that you didn't want to coach in that moment. I'm like, and again, I'm like,
coach your team, dickhead.
And that's what he's like, well, what I saw is that. I came over to coach, give him some pointers. He brushed me off, and then he continued to do what he wanted to do. I'm like, okay, first of all, he brushed you off because you're not his coach.
Bingo.
Second of all, he did try what you told him to do, and then we had men on, so he pitched from the stretch. Like, can we also talk about the validity of you using your pitcher in 3 non-consecutive innings? And this dude has the gall, the audacity to say to me, well, what, you want me to just put him in and blow your guys away for 3 innings?
Yes.
I'm like, and that's exactly, I said, yeah,
yes.
do it.
Yes, I want you to try to win the fucking game. Are we keeping score? Is the point to win? Then win.
Not play this hokey pokey nonsense. And so, yeah, we looked it up right then and there. And Coach Bob has a lot more patience than I do, because I was in the middle of telling him how many wins we got that day.
11. We got 11 wins.
11 wins. But no, he looked it up, and guess what? You can't do.
Pitch non-consecutive innings.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. Holy shit, my brain doesn't work right now.
Hang on. So yeah, I'll run that back for you. Accused me and my team of cheating. Cheated himself.
Actually
insisted he wasn't cheating.
Not cheating.
Tried to, never once really talked to me, was always talking to my assistant coach, so disrespectful the entire day.
Right. And then tried to coach K your players.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Fuck off.
I sent a text. Let me see.
I hope you Amber Hearded his bed.
Oh no, we did. We hit him where it hurts on the scoreboard. And we play on Saturday and they don't. So to hell with them.
Dude, my favorite part of all of this. Hang
on.
Oh, go, yeah.
Quote, these fucks are bringing in that kid in again because there's, quote, no rule against it. I hate this league.
My favorite part of all of this is the entire, I guess what you would call the regular season. We listened to the late great Jewish Hamilton tell us how much he hates baseball, hates coaching baseball, wants the season to be over. But now we're in the playoffs, wins matter, and this motherfucker is calling scoreboard against every douchebag that he possibly can. We play on Saturday, motherfucker. Go sit down. I would do the same thing.
Here's what it comes down to. I've spent the entire season coaching my kids, coaching my team, telling them that we're not going to win a lot of games because we're practicing. We're treating our games like live round practice. Yep. And when we get to the playoffs, we're going to fuck some teams up.
Yep.
And last couple games of the season, I turned up the volume and we started hitting the ball. And hey, look, we won the first game. And
you are literally, in the best way possible, Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors. We are going to do exactly what it takes when it takes to win this whole goddamn thing.
Yep.
And if that means that we lose every regular season game because every team makes it into the playoffs, by the time the playoffs show up, we're going to be ready as shit.
Yep. We have 6 pitchers on our team.
Yeah. It's over. The team
we played legitimately had 1.
But
that's
over.
Because I pitched 6 kids all year long.
In consecutive innings like you're supposed to. Yeah.
But, I told him, I'm like, you know what? I've been out here for you guys to have fun. We've been relaxing, chilling, having a great time. But now it's time for me to have fun. And I have fun by being competitive and doing my best to win.
And winning.
So let's go. And
boys.
To their credit, the kids have bought in on it. And it was awesome. We got the mob pile on first base for the kid that got the hit. That was
nice.
One of the cooler moments for the team.
Did you go rally caps and all that shit while you were down?
There's no rally cap. We didn't need them.
Didn't need them.
We didn't need superstition.
Don't call it a comeback.
I don't believe in superstition. I am a little stitious.
I'm not.
But I will say I do believe in hexes. So there's a difference between a hex and what was it? A jinx and a hex. Someone said, "Oh, you're gonna jinx it." I'm like, I don't believe in jinxes. I believe in hexes. They're like, "What's the difference?" I'm like, I don't have time to explain it to you. That was a ball.
Oh, so good.
Nice.
So Alex, did you ever talk about your cats going missing during your trip to?
No, I didn't. I have not, and I'm so glad you brought that traumatic moment of my life back up.
It's content. Damn. It's
I was not ready to talk about this, but we will. We will.
I wrote it down. I was ready to talk it. I wrote it down.
I feel like we did, but maybe we didn't.
Blurred out. There's no proof.
See, I wrote it right there.
No. So, as Jewish has alluded to, one of the cats was, well, technically, I guess 2 of the cats were let out while Malone and I were in Disneyland. Right. We have this beautiful, stress-free vacation ready that we have been planning for, I mean, legitimately several years, but like real planning.
Wife plan for a vacation.
Yeah.
They must have someone watch their cats.
We have, for the last several months leading up to this, is like, that's where the real planning has taken place. We paid for the trip, we booked the hotel, Ubers to and from airports, everything. We're ready. I do the old shoulder tap, boop boop, on a kid. It's right. I've talked about her on the show a little bit. It was my old health teacher, Pashelki, who has become like a second mom to me. She's an amazing human being, and her daughter is a college student now at Western Oregon University, which where I live in Newburgh, she's 35 minutes away. If you drive really fucking slow. And so I hit up her daughter and say, hey, would you be willing, instead of living in the dorm for a week, if I,
my place.
Yeah, what's up? No, just kidding. Gross. I'm not Catholic. Anyway, so so I hit her up and I asked her, like, hey, would you stay at our house for a week? Right? If you show up so we flew out Sunday morning super early. I think our flight left PDX at like 5 a.m. Sunday morning. So I was like, if you come Saturday, we'll get you all lined out, tell you how to do everything. And then we'll come home Friday evening. And we loaded the house with snacks and food. We cleaned everything. We paid her $250 for Saturday evening through Friday evening, right?
Okay, and that's $250 for a week.
Okay.
I forget. I was like, what, a weekend? Like, that's like
no. It's
exorbitant.
It's like 6 days of legitimate. Well, it's actually like 5 days of actually watching it because they didn't have to do anything Saturday evening. We were still in the house, but all good. Set the whole thing up. Totally worth it to have this stress-free trip with the wife. The wife and I have not, been away from the kids since she's been born. We haven't had a legitimate vacation maybe ever in our entire relationship, wedding, like pre and post marriage. So we're stoked, right? I'm not a big Disneyland guy leading up to this, so I'm a little apprehensive. So having this very responsible person watching the house is like a total relief.
And this is where he fucked up.
Yep.
Because he got a responsible person.
So we fly down to Anaheim, California. We go California Adventure, Disneyland, California Adventure. Everything's great. We're having a great time doing rides, buying shit, spending too much money, laughing, joking. Everything's great. The third day of the trip, we're in California Adventure, and the term that Disneyland aficionados use is rope dropping. So at the very beginning of the day, as we discussed on the show, you line up at the gate at 7 o'clock, and then at 7:30 they scan your ticket, but they don't. But you wait a little bit, and then at about 7:45 they let you into the park up to a rope. They literally have a rope kind of draped across the walkway, and they don't let you pass this part. And that is rope dropping. You're against the rope. You're ready to go. As soon as that rope drops, you run to the ride you want to ride, right? That's the big thing. And this particular day, we did the Web Slingers ride, which is in the Avengers campus. It's the new Spider-Man ride. It's very interactive, super fun, great time. And we do this web slinger ride, and we get off the ride, and we both kind of look at our phones as you would do, right? Trying to use the Disneyland app to set up the next ride, all that stuff. And Malone has a text from this very nice, responsible human being. And it says, "We woke up this morning and the back door of the house was wide open and 2 of the cats are gone." So, for the listener who doesn't know, I unfortunately have 4 cats. And I, with my big softy of a heart, love all 4 of these cats. Right? As much as I joke about how they're assholes and 4 cats is 5 too many cats, and I want to get rid of them, I never will. They're great, right? And the cats that got out, one of them his name is Thanos. He has 6 toes. It's the perfect name for a 6-toed cat, Thanos. And
we talked about him just a minute ago. You might remember.
We did talk about him just a minute ago. He was the brown one in the clip where he was almost going to attack the orange cat, but didn't because he is secretly a very nice boy. We stole him, 100% catnapped him from the crackhead meth freak from across the alleyway. Said that too. When we were in.
Welcome to 10 minutes ago, Alex.
Yeah, this is part of the story, Jake. Sometimes you reiterate things. I want it to be stated that this motherfucker comes from the streets. He also hates the streets. He also hates the streets and just came back to the house like 4 hours later. He was like, "I'm fucking done with this. Y'all know that there's no like food out here, right? Like I don't want. I did this.
He went out there,
want to anymore.
Walked around, saw nothing had changed, came back. So,
I'm coming
the same.
Went outside. There's no food. There's no blankets. No one cared. No one was petting me. Everything was cold. I was walking on the ground. I got dirty. I got wet. I went under a car. I got some oil on my fur. Now I look like this."
Yeah, and he came back.
And I came back. Now I'm here. Now I need to be washed. I gotta take a shit. I need my litter clean. And I gotta eat some kibble.
The twins, as I call them, Amiibo and Ganondorf, are the 2 cats that I initially adopted with Malone. However many years, I think they're 6 years old now. They're great cats. I love them both dearly. Amiibo is, my favorite cat of all time. Her brother Ganondorf is the other cat that got out. He's the one who previously had gotten out when our former roommate let him out on accident as well. He spent 10 days in a snowstorm underneath the porch before we could retrieve him. It was very traumatic for all involved, and he's the one who gets out again. Okay. This time he only spent 5 days under a porch.
Oh my God.
Only 5.
Same porch?
Yep, same porch. Yep. I thought he was on the other one for a second. Nope, same porch. Very annoying. He's back now. Everybody's happy. But so in California Adventure, right? The rope drops at 8:00. We run. We follow the group to Web Slingers. We're on like the second little car to go. So we're off the ride at. I'm gonna ballpark it at 8:15. So at 8:16, our entire day is ruined. Right? I'm capable in this instance of basically taking a deep breath and realizing there's nothing I can do about the cats right now. We have to make the most of our trip in Disneyland right now. Malone, very understandably, is not able to do that with her. Like, these are her babies. She loves these cats. She never had pets.
She has a baby.
She does have a baby, and she might still love these cats more. She never had pets growing up. So from birth till she was 24 years old and met me for the first time, all she wanted was pets. I, a Maxwell, have had a myriad pets growing up, all different types. I love my pets, but also I guess I kind of take them for granted as it's a fucking cat. All right.
Hang on. Hold the phone. Because you have taken on this attitude since the chinchillas. You took the chinchillas going real hard.
You're not wrong. If we're gonna go back far enough for the listener's sake to the chinchillas, yes. Losing losing the
you
two
said you
chinchillas.
would never have another pet.
I won't. I will never have another chinchilla. Like that, it has been recontextualized to I will not have another chinchilla in my entire life. Like Charlotte and any other children that may or may not be born or adopted or come into my life can have any pets they want, except for chinchillas. A chinchilla will never enter my home again. I won't do it. It was like,
unless it's a jacket.
I mean, I might need a chinchilla lined jacket. Those things are baller as fuck. But Jewish is right to bring up the fact that I was pretty indifferent to pets. Pets are pets. You love them, you lose them, you move on, right? It was always like, had a dog died, everyone was sad. 2 weeks later, we got a puppy, and we moved on, right? Kittens were the same way. Fish were the same way, like lizards and hamsters and everything. Then the chinchillas came in. They were amazing, right? I had a black chinchilla that was nice to everyone. I had a gray chinchilla that was legitimately only nice to me.
And sometimes me.
And sometimes, well, yeah, you're right.
It would tolerate me.
It would tolerate
you.
Me. Yeah, I would say that's a better way of phrasing it. Jewish didn't get bit, but that gray chinchilla still didn't want anything to do.
Like, can
nothing.
I touch you? No.
Yeah, exactly. Can I touch you? No. I'm going to do it anyway. Fucking fine. That was it. Like, that was the extent.
I guess you are a lot bigger than me.
And then they passed away through unfortunate circumstances that I don't want to go into because it's legitimately traumatic, and I won't have chinchillas again. But Malone, when it comes to these cats and our dog, is, I mean, fully wrapped up. Fully invested, as she should be. It's great. And so Wednesday at 8:16, our entire Disneyland trip is basically ruined going forward. Nothing, like, we got off Web Slingers. We got off Web Slingers. She had a breakdown because the cats were out. We go and ride the Incredicoaster, which is the best roller coaster in both Disneyland and California Adventure. And she has a great time, and she's yelling and screaming and hooping and hollering like you do on roller coasters. And she gets off the roller coasters and she goes, "Oh my God, I love the Incredicoaster. Our cats are missing." You know what I mean? Like, it's
fixation.
Every ride, every experience, everything is like, "Oh my God, that was so much fun. Our cats are missing." And I just spend the next, right, all of Wednesday, Thursday, most of Friday just saying, take a deep breath, right? One, Ganondorf has gotten out already. We got him back. We'll do the same thing. It won't be that big of a deal. Thanos has already come back because he's a fucking street rat and doesn't want to be again. Good for him. So we're only worried about
Prince of the Pauper. Cat. He's like, fuck that. I'm back.
I'm back. Exactly. Like, Ganondorf is out. I was like, I guarantee he's under the porch in the same fucking place he was last time. We'll work the same tricks we worked before. We'll get him back. Everything's going to be fine. Take a deep breath. I understand that we paid too much. Would you take into consideration that they lost 2 of our cats?
You should have gotten a $125 refund.
We paid too much when you consider we also stocked the house full of food and snacks. That we washed all the bed sheets. We set everything up so they'd have just the most plush time at Casa de Maxwell for 6 days. I was like, but there's nothing we do about it. We have to enjoy it. And, go.
I was going to say, when I told you that you fucked up by getting a responsible person, I want to basically paraphrase the Joker here.
Yeah.
See, an irresponsible person, you can always trust to be irresponsible. But a responsible person are the ones that are going to fuck you over when you need them to be responsible. What you should have done was gotten a stoner.
Yeah.
And said, hey, come to my house and watch my cats. Here's some weed money. Here's some pizza money. Just chill for a week and pet my cats. And I guarantee you all 4 of those cats would have been accounted for all 7 days.
Well, that's what, right. What goes into that is great, because the way you explained that to me while I was on my trip was I sent you a text specifically and said, I hired 2 fucking idiots who I thought were responsible to watch my cats. Why the fuck why the fuck couldn't I just get you? Is it the Pirates of the Caribbean quote?
Yeah, because that's what I thought of. I was like,
oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking of. I was thinking of when the Joker's like, "Hell, that's schemes."
You're a hard man. Me, I'm dishonest, and a dishonest man you can always trust to be dishonest.
Honestly,
it's the honest ones you want to watch out for.
Yep.
Never predict they're going to do something incredibly stupid.
Same idea.
Bingo.
Same.
Thanks, Jack.
The two kids who ended up being the house sitters do smoke quite a bit of weed. I don't know if I'd consider them full stoners, but they smoke weed, and
they're irresponsible with it.
Yeah, exactly.
They got high and left the back door open.
They are irresponsible stoners, and so I texted Jewish in this instance and was like, why couldn't I find a responsible stoner like you to take care of it? And he was like, for $250, are you kidding? You would have saved money by just driving those fucking cats to Seattle, dropping their asses off with me, giving me a little bit of weed money, and I would have spent 6 days just petting them and high as shit. And I was like, dude, you're 100% right. Like, God damn it. Because we salvaged the trip, and once we got the cat back, Malone settled down significantly as expected, as anyone would when, you know what I mean? You're worried about something, and then that something gets fixed. You calm down immediately. Mm-hmm. And so we're able to fondly look back and reminisce about our Disneyland trip, and I'm I guess pretty excited. I've been converted, as she claims. Disneyland's it's a cool place. If I was going to vacation somewhere, I wouldn't be mad if it was Disneyland. Like, there are some other places I'd rather go now that I've been to Disneyland, for sure. But if I was going to spend the amount of money that we spent on this Disneyland trip on a second Disneyland trip, I'm not going to be mad about it. It was worth it. We had a great time. Everything's cool. I'll just get a responsible stoner to watch my cats.
Makes sense.
That's the hashtag of this story. Get a responsible stoner.
Well, when you end up going to Vegas in 2023 in November.
I thought it was July.
It's November.
Is November the race?
Yeah.
What's in July?
I can't watch. I don't know. I can't watch the cats because I too will be in Las Vegas.
God, I can't wait for that. It's gonna be so much fun.
I do want to state, and I mean this very respectfully. I know more responsible stoners than just you.
That's fair.
I just happen to hire, in this instance, one of the irresponsible ones.
Yeah.
So I do know other responsible stoners that I could get.
You should have gotten Ricky and Julian. You got Corey and Trevor.
Bingo. Fucking bingo. Put
your fucking hand down, boys.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So if you're going to be...
Trailer Park Boys, Robin?
You should. You'll like it.
I know. I've started it like 7 times, and then I always just
pick an episode, honestly. Just do the whole, like, go to random.org and see how many seasons there are, and pick a number between 1 and whatever, and then do it again for how many episodes there are that season.
What, is it on Netflix or something?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Okay.
It's summer's about to happen, so
I feel like Trailer Park Boys is the show where Robin will either end up binging the whole thing in like 2 weeks and be like, I've watched 12 seasons, the animated series, and both movies. It's amazing. I love it.
I'm now playing the mobile game.
Or he's going to treat Trailer Park Boys the way I did, which is like gonna love it for like 5 seasons and then just be like, there's just too much of this. Like, for me, there's too much Trailer Park Boys. Like,
yeah,
it's like trying to watch the X-Files.
Yeah, or or Doctor Who at this point. It's like there's too much. I took too long.
That's opposite of Letterkenny.
That's why I'm saying just pick an episode and watch, because there's no real right way to watch Trailer Park Boys. Like, there is like a cohesive story going through it, but every episode is standalone for the most part.
Right.
So, like, I don't know, look online. Like, I could eventually find some episodes for you to recommend.
I mean, I've definitely seen clips, and like when a meme pops up, I know what it's from.
Right.
Yeah. It's really good for 5 or 6 seasons, and then I was like, wait, there's like 6 more seasons and 2 movies and I'm gonna go watch something else.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it when in like 2012, like there was this person I was in college with. They're like, "Oh, I'm super into Trailer Park Boys." I'm like, "What's Trailer Park Boys?" Like, that sounds dumb. Like, no, it's awesome. Check it out. And I laughed pretty hard at it.
Which is funny because I'm pretty sure that was like the time where it moved from the Canada only to Netflix, and like that was about the time where it became super huge here with like 3 seasons. It was like it Letterkennied basically of like some exclusive Canada channel was like, this show is great. Let's sell the rights to Netflix for a small profit. And then Netflix was like, produce the shit out of it. And then the thing that Trailer Park Boys has going for it is like whatever it is, the 6 main actors plus the guy who wrote and created the initial show. Those people have all grouped together basically saying, we're never going to quit doing this until they stop paying. Like, we will never get tired of being these characters, writing these shows and shit. Like, we don't care. Like, this is great. This is the best way to make money. Who cares? And you don't have to worry about like Johnny Depp getting tired of being Jack Sparrow and just burning out on the whole thing. Like, nope. The Amish
guy on what's his name?
Letterkenny?
Dix.
Yeah, on Letterkenny. Him.
Dickskin? No, not Dickskin. Dick.
No, not him.
Dick.
The Amish guy. Anita Dick is his wife.
Yeah, I don't remember his first name, but like,
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, so he is a character on Trailer Park Boys named J-Rock.
Yeah,
and I knew that because you guys have mentioned it.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, and he's basically the Trailer Park's Vanilla Ice, and he's hysterical. You know what I'm saying?
He is literally the Trailer Park Boys impersonation of Pretty Fly for a white guy. Like,
that's also a very good way of putting it.
He couldn't get Ice Cube, so he bought Vanilla Ice, like 100% across the board.
Saw that thing on TikToks today that all Vanilla Ice still has a 5.0.
I also saw that. Weird.
How'd you see it?
Somebody sent it to me. I don't remember who.
Weird.
Yeah.
Would that ever happen?
Super bizarre.
In a world.
Yeah.
In a world.
In a world. Did you guys watch the Johnny Depp thing? Hey. The whole Johnny Depp trial.
I've watched enough bullshit on the internet and YouTube to understand the trial, and then you were gracious enough to tell me the verdict. But like, I feel like I'm pretty well versed with the memes that have come from the trial. If that makes sense.
Wait, is he Noah Dick?
Yeah, Noah Dick.
Noah Dick.
Yeah, because he shows up on Trailer Park Boys as J-Rock.
J-Rock and Noah Dick.
I'm looking at the picture of him, and I'm like,
that's not the same guy.
Is that him? Yeah, that's him.
That's him.
You
put a do-rag and a backwards hat on that, and you got J-Rock. You put a shitty beard and glasses and a top hat, and you have Noah Dick.
Dude, look at Anita Dick.
Woo, smoke show.
Sure does.
You.
Welcome to the all-inclusive resort. Sure does, where you can have whatever you want.
That's what we're talking about. Oh yeah, Johnny Depp. Yeah. So I kept seeing this thing that was like, oh yeah, they've reached a verdict, and then I see another thing. Oh, they're gonna talk about it now, and so I click on the thing, and I hear $2 million, and I was like, oh, did I miss it? Because it was like a live feed. And then so I said something to you guys.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing went and played through, and then it went to like the TV show where they're like, yeah, so Johnny Depp gets 15 million, 10 million for this, and 5 for this. So, and Amber Heard gets 2 million and like $35 for some shit. I don't remember exactly what they said, but there was something like insulting that was said that made me laugh out loud. But anyway, it was kind of cool to see, like, she couldn't just lie her way through it, because they talked about in the reading of the verdict of the whole thing, they went through line by line of why they said she was lying. Like,
oh fuck.
Like, you had called the police, they came and checked out the scene and saw no bruises and the house looked completely fine. So you spilled wine on the carpet and put makeup on and then called them back again.
Yeah.
It was just, it made me laugh because it was like, gotcha, bitch.
Like, here are all the reasons why you lose.
Would you see the cracked out expert that she brought in?
Amber Heard, you tried to use a pitcher in non-consecutive innings.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, Johnny Depp is not as gracious as Jewish Hamilton, and he called you out on that shit.
He did. It's true.
I just saw
thinking about it, he's like, yeah.
The cracked out expert that she called in, that apparently his whole thing was based on essentially hearsay evidence that Johnny Depp acted through the 5th Pirates movie with an earpiece being fed his lines.
And
that was it. Like, no, that was it. He wasn't on set and saw that.
Right.
He read a thing of somebody else saying that Johnny Depp was on set for the 5th Pirates movie with the earpiece being fed his lines. And one, in Hollywood, the secret is that happens all the time.
What?
Hashtag Marlon Brando in The Godfather was being fed his lines the whole fucking time and won an Oscar for that. Did you start that show,
by the way, The Offer?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't.
So it shows a scene where Brando's sitting there. It's like the first scene that they're shooting with him, or maybe it's not the first scene. But anyway, he's sitting in the chair.
With the cat and everything, yeah.
Uh-huh. And you see a guy standing there with a card on his chest. And Francis Ford Coppola's like, what is that? And he's like, he doesn't know his lines.
He doesn't know his lines. God. They Marlon Brando, 100%. Everyone knows that he didn't know any of his lines for all of The Godfather. It didn't matter. He didn't give a fuck. Still was awesome because he's a great actor and it's an amazing movie.
Yeah.
But like Johnny Depp having a hidden earpiece to be fed lines for all of Pirates 5 doesn't mean anything. It just does. It doesn't mean that he was psychologically tormented at home. It doesn't mean that he doesn't give a shit about the movie. It doesn't mean anything. And then this cracked out motherfucker who looks like he's high on Molly, fucking chomping his teeth and the whole fucking time is like, yep, I read a thing that said that he. It was like he was like, I read a thing that said he didn't know his lines, so. And everyone was like, but that's it. That's all you have to say.
That's it? Yeah.
You who else don't know their lines? Voice actors. They literally show up day one with a script in front of them and they read it off of a fucking music stand because they're voice act. Like Bradley Cooper didn't memorize a single line that Rocket Raccoon had to say because he didn't fucking need to. Because sometimes in show business, you don't need to.
Acting.
Hey,
acting.
So I've seen a whole bunch of memes, and this is one that I didn't save yet. But you saw the clip of Amber Heard where she's like, "My dog stepped on a bee," and she like did that weird face, and everybody was like, they were adding lines to it that rhymed with it. The one I saw today was Amber Heard said, "My dog stepped on a bee," and it goes to Jason Momoa, "You won't be in Aquaman 3." And I was like, oh, that's so good.
One of my favorite things from the trial was like the executive producer of Aquaman came out and testified under oath that like, he was like, yeah, Momoa and Heard had like no chemistry on set at all. Yeah. Like it was actually really, really terrible filming with them. And like, we did a lot of editing to make like, that's what you don't understand is like, they're still professionals. They're going to act the scene the way they're supposed to, and we can edit afterwards to make it look good. But in between takes and everything, like, it was horrendous.
Yeah. This was the other one, the Johnny Depp standing there.
Yeah, you almost framed Captain Jack
always remember
Sparrow.
This is the day that you almost framed Captain Jack Sparrow. And fucking that so good. Or the R. Kelly one. Instead of saying number 1 or number 2, I'm gonna say I have to take an R. Kelly or an Amber Heard. Oh my God, I love people. Sometimes the internet does win. Yeah.
Who pooped the bed?
How did you know that it was human shit and not dog canine feces? He was like, we have 2 Yorkshire Terriers.
Right. Alex, don't turn around, but the cat is back.
At the cat is back.
I said, don't turn around. You're gonna spook him.
Don't look up.
And he was like doing this thing, like the whole.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of your ass.
I'm gonna touch the food.
See, that's the funny part is this one over here that you guys can see. This white bitch. Her name is Nymeria. She's a bitch, and she hasn't been drinking out of her normal water dish this last 2 weeks because we set this special one up for the cat who has to be in the spare room because the 4 cats are assholes to him. And so whenever the door's open, as it is podcasting, she's come up here to drink out of this water specifically.
She's so confused. She's like,
it is water. Nom, 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 nom. Fuck you. It's like, what is it? What is the movie? The There Will Be Blood or whatever. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. That's her. Like, I drink your water. I drink it up. Fuck you. Like, I hate
nom, 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 nom.
Nom, nom. Whatever, assholes.
Well, you know these people.
Hey.
They could have been anywhere in the world. They're here with us. We appreciate that. Hope you enjoyed the show and my actual microphone working this week. That's cool. Make sure you're checking out the video version of this podcast. It's available on YouTube. Check out Red Arrow Productions. Robin's putting it all up there. And still available. Badfacts.info. That's easy. And you can go to Spotify and watch the video version of the podcast as well. If you're that type of person, it's available there. But for this episode, this edition of my show, the host and Jake. Good night, universe.
That's a podcast.
Good ducks.
Good ducks.
Let's go with the ducks. Oh, night, boys.